I finally hit 100 subscribers. What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Tony, and I finally hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. Now, at the time of recording this video, I actually have 105. This video was taken on January 4th, 2024. Yesterday on the 3rd is when I got my 100 subscribers. This is a huge milestone for me. I know it's only 100 subscribers and it might not sound like a lot, but this is showing that there's some interest in my channel and that my channel is picking up steam. In this video, I'm going to talk about my journey to 100 subscribers and a bunch of the lessons that I learned along the way. I'm going to talk about what's next for my channel and my goals for 2025. Let's get into it. So my journey to 100 subscribers started in March of 2024. Back then, I had the idea of creating a YouTube channel based mostly around gardening content. Later on, I added some houseplant content, some reptile content, and a few other things. Now, I posted a lot in March of 2024. In fact, probably too many times, because I quickly got burnt out of it and I didn't really post again until I believe September of 2024. There's a really long stretch of time where I didn't post at all, which is probably why I'm just now getting to my 100 subscribers. Most of the 100 subscribers that I've gotten have been within the last 3 weeks or so. So the biggest challenges that I faced with getting to 100 subscribers was just showing up and being consistent. Consistency is so important, but it's really hard to do. Back in March of 2024, I thought I'd be posting videos every single day. I was new to YouTube. I didn't realize the amount of work that went into creating a video. So I was consistent for a couple weeks, putting up shoddy videos, but that's not really what consistency means. Consistency, or at least what I've learned consistency to consist of, is regularly posting content. And one of my goals for 2025 is to post 1 to 2 long-form videos a week, along with 2 to 3 shorts per week. That will give me more time to live my life and be active on YouTube without stressing myself out in my everyday life about posting enough. So I will use weekends to record content, and I will edit content during the week time and schedule out my videos ahead of time. And hopefully this leads to less burnout than I was feeling back in March of 2024. Another challenge I faced along the way was learning my way around video editing. Now, I went to college and I studied biology. I didn't study video editing or anything like that, or even filming alone. So I had to learn on the fly how to use CapCut and how to use thumbnails. If you go back and look at my other videos, as cringy as they are, I was just shooting from my iPhone. I wasn't using a tripod. And the CapCut edits that I was making probably were not the best. And if you go back and look at my thumbnails, you'll also see that my thumbnails were not the best. They were pretty sloppy. I'm not claiming that my thumbnails are the best now, but at least I'm using them. I think my first few videos I wasn't even using thumbnails, and then I learned how to make thumbnails on Canva, kind of. And now I've gotten used to the idea of making thumbnails, and it's a lot easier for me to do so. So I've made several improvements along the way. Another roadblock kind of was filming myself felt really weird, especially when I had 0 followers or 0 subscribers, and I had to film myself and then watch the videos of me talking. That was really weird to me. I got over that pretty quickly. Now it doesn't bother me anymore because I've spent so much time editing videos of myself talking. I don't even think about it. But I know that's one big roadblock to a lot of people. And I would encourage you, if you feel like how I did, that recording yourself feels weird, you don't like to hear your own voice, nobody cares. We all sound weird to ourselves. Just pick up your camera and start recording. One thing that I noticed is that my content was kind of all over the place. And here's the thing. It probably will be all over the place going forward. I know a lot of creators talk about the word niche and to pick your niche. I have a different take on that. And this could be part of the reason why my channel is growing slowly, or maybe it's not. When I go and subscribe to somebody on YouTube, It's because they talk about a wide variety of things and they live pretty authentically. When I come across YouTubers who only talk about one certain thing, it doesn't seem very authentic to me, and I'm really less likely to subscribe. I like YouTubers who post about their everyday life. Of course, you're going to post about what you're interested in. I assume that most of my videos are going to be plant related content because I do a lot of work with houseplants and gardening and homesteading and things like that. But I also have other interests. Like, for example, I talked a lot recently about reptiles because I own reptiles. I own a reticulated python and a few other ball pythons. So I've been posting about them. I've been posting about my Klekai and my Jack Russell Terrier and my 3 cats. So I do have audiences that probably subscribe to me for different reasons. So I know out of my 105 subscribers, not all of them subscribe to me for my plant content. Not all of them subscribe to me for my reptile content. And not all, but probably most, subscribe to me because of some of my more viral videos of my animals, like my cat, or my cats and my dogs. So there's really a lot of content on my page, and I don't plan on changing that. And I know I totally understand that that's not for everybody, but I really hope that this strategy helps me out in the long run. And I really, really, really hate the word niche. So I've gone down that rabbit hole of looking at all of the creators talking about how to do really well on YouTube, and everybody talks about the niche. I've also watched a lot of creators who have the same take that I do, that it doesn't matter. Like, niching doesn't matter. My goal isn't to make money from doing this. Now, would I enjoy to make some money to offset some of the costs? Of course. But that's not my primary driver. So I hate the word niche. I'm going to keep posting what I want to post. And I really would love it if you all wanted to follow along. But if you didn't, I totally, totally understand. In this next part, I want to talk about some of the lessons that I learned along the way. And I've already talked about this a little bit at the beginning, but showing up. Showing up is so important. Again, I showed up the first month, and then I went radio silent for the next several months because I burnt myself out. But showing up, turning on the camera, getting over your fear of being recorded and editing your own voice and listening to yourself talk, like, that is so, so important. And you just got to show up. You got to show up. You got to hit the record button. You got to edit your videos. You got to post the videos. And I think a lot of people, maybe, I don't know if anyone can relate with this, but I had a hard time at first of hitting the upload button on my videos. I got over filming and editing, but my biggest setback, or my biggest worry, I guess, was hitting the actual upload button to post it on YouTube, because I didn't know what was going to happen after I did that. And really, that fear is unfounded because I've done it several times now. And sure, you get the comments that aren't the best, but for the most part, it's a pretty positive experience. And you just have to show up and upload your videos. Another big lesson that I learned is how engagement really builds community. Now, a lot of people are afraid to post because they're afraid of the hate comments that they might get, and that's a valid reason to not want to post. But I want to challenge you to think about it like this. YouTube ranks your videos partially based on engagement. So the more engagement you have, the more people your video is going to be placed out in front of. So the other thing about this is that YouTube doesn't care about negative engagement versus positive engagement. So you could have a lot of really good supporters gassing you up, saying all these nice things, and that's really great for engagement. And you could have a bunch of haters in the comments saying mean and nasty things, and that still counts as engagement. So no matter what, as long as you have people commenting and liking your video and things like that, your videos are going to be put in front of more people. So don't let the haters scare you away from making a YouTube channel. Definitely do it, and use the hate as motivation, and let the haters grow your channel for you. It's as simple as that. Now, some lessons that I learned on improving video quality. I have learned quite a bit. So I went to college for biology, and I didn't study film or anything like that in college. So physically going out with my camera, my iPhone at the time, was hard because in my head I knew what I wanted out of the film that I was shooting, but what's in my head versus reality are two completely different things, and I really, really undervalued camera people who do this for a living because it's really challenging. Now, the good news about this, because as you can see, my filming quality hasn't gotten terribly better. The good thing about this is that this is YouTube. This isn't the AMC. If people wanted really well-produced films, they would go see a movie. People I found are more looking for authenticity, and that's what I'm really hoping to offer in this channel is to be authentic. My filming styles might be a little shoddy, but I just want to be authentic. And I think that's really important for new YouTubers to understand. And that's one of the big lessons that I've learned. Another thing that I learned about improving image quality or video quality is how important lighting is. Lighting is so, so important. Now, you don't have to have a fancy light setup, but don't be filming in the dark. Now, it wasn't until recently that I ordered a few light boxes in the mail, and that helped my situation a lot. As you can see in this video, my light quality still isn't that great. Partially because of my dog, Kenai, that you might have seen in other videos. He decided to chew up the cord. He's still a puppy. Puppies chew on cords. I left out an expensive light. That's on me. But that's part of the reason why tonight my lighting quality isn't the best filming this video. However, I think it's good enough, because what's even more important than the quality of your lighting is the quality of your audio. Now, from the perspective of a YouTube viewer myself, because I watch a lot of content on YouTube, I can get past shoddy lighting and shoddy video shooting. That's not important to me. As long as I like the creator and they're authentic and relatable, I can sit and watch their content for hours, even if their lighting isn't good and even if their production isn't the best or their edits aren't that good. What I can't sit through is really bad audio. And if you go back and watch some of my original videos, and even some of my recent ones, my audio hasn't been the best. It's a fact. That is one of the quickest ways to get someone to scroll off your video, is if you have really bad audio. Again, I can sit through a dimly lit room with amateur editing and amateur film shooting. I just can't get over the audio. The audio has to at least be audible for me to hear it comfortably without turning my volume all the way up. I don't want to hear a bunch of weird noises in the middle of the audio, like you just heard right there with my dog going in and out of the dog door. And that's not to say that there can't be background noises when you're filming, because I don't live in a huge house. I only have the space that I have. What I mean is, you don't want continuous noises produced from all the things in your environment to overshoot your voice. You want to make sure that your voice is the number one subject. So I would really strongly suggest investing in a microphone. It doesn't have to be a fancy one. Like I said, I've just been using my iPhone camera, which hasn't been the best. And you can too. The CapCut, which I use for video editing, has a really good voice enhancer, and if all you can use is your phone, then that's fine. That's all you can use. Another lesson that I learned for improving the quality of my video is to invest in a tripod. I've been shooting all of my videos up until the last month or so without the help of a tripod. I've been setting my camera on random things. I've been holding my camera on my iPhone far away from me and taking the pictures myself, or the videos myself. Get a tripod. Just get a tripod. You can find them on Amazon. I'll link the one that I used in the description. But just find any type of tripod, because the moment you get a tripod and aren't holding the camera, filming yourself and shaking, the quality that you'll notice in your video is immeasurable. It's one of the cheapest ways to increase the quality of the videos that you're recording. Get yourself a tripod. Trust me. My last tip on improving the quality of your videos is to edit on a computer. Now, I use CapCut, and they have a really great app for doing editing on your phone, and that's fine for shorts. But when you're trying to get into long form content and you're trying to edit all that on your phone, that is so much more challenging than just to upload it onto your computer. It doesn't have to be a fancy computer, but just get your video onto a bigger screen when you go to edit it, and I think that will really help you out with your video quality That's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. Now, if I could turn back the wheels of time and do it all again, I would have bought a mic first. I had no idea at the time how valuable a mic is. So if I could go back and do it again in March of 2024, I would buy myself a nice mic, and if that was the only thing I could afford, that's all I would buy. I would use my iPhone and a decent quality microphone, and that would have gotten me, I think, miles ahead of where I am currently. Over time, I would have added more lights and the tripod, of course. But if I could go back and just add one thing, it would be the mic. And if I could add two things, it would be the mic and the tripod. One of the ways that I've grown as a creator is I realized that this isn't all about money. I used to dream about having a YouTube channel, and I've really dreamt about this for years. And in my head, I guess for a while, I was thinking, yeah, I could make a lot of money on this. But that's not the reality, especially when you're just starting out. If you go with the goal in your head to make a lot of money and that's what you want out of this experience, you're going to burn out really quick and you're not going to have a good time. So one of my biggest lessons in general is that you can't do this for the money. You have to enjoy video editing or video filming or talking about the stuff that you like to talk about. Otherwise, you're not going to last very long. So I'm really glad that I learned that lesson between 2024 and 2025. Another thing that I learned is that you need to create the content that makes you happy and that you enjoy filming. Now, this goes back to a little bit ago when I talked about how I hate the word niche. Don't put yourself in a box, right? Film the things that make you happy. I like working with plants and homesteading stuff and ball pythons and my dogs and my cats. So I'm going to talk about and film those types of things and put it on my channel. Now, I'm not saying that that's the best way to do it because maybe it's not. Maybe if I only posted videos about houseplants, I could have grown my channel a lot more. But to me, that just feels like it's putting me in a box. And creativity outlet that I seek is much more than just houseplants. I love talking about houseplants, but I also like talking about all these other things. So don't put yourself in a box. It's your channel. Put whatever you want on your channel. And this kind of goes back to the money conversation we just had. So if your goal with YouTube starting out is to make a bunch of money, you're probably going to see a lot of videos that tell you to make sure that you pick a niche and you don't post things outside of your niche. The goal with niching out is really to get as many subscribers as possible. Again, that works for some people. It just doesn't work for me. I burn myself out doing that. I just want to post what I like to post, and that's what I'm going to do. And that's kind of the reason why I changed my name recently. So on my YouTube channel for the first long while, it was Mile High Gardener because I like to garden and I live in Colorado for the Mile High reference. That's okay, I think, and I really like the name of it and everything like that. But part of the reason I came up with that name is because I've watched so many YouTube videos a couple of years ago saying you need to pick a niche, you need to pick a niche. And that was also part of the reason why it took me so long to even get started. I didn't want to trap myself into a box that I couldn't get out of. So I'm really glad I learned this stuff over the last year or so. And changing my name was, I guess, the last thing that cut me out of that box that I created for myself with Mile High Gardener. I love the name, but that made me feel like I could only be posting about garden content or whatever. I think that the new name that I picked for my channel encompasses more of what I actually want to do with this channel. Because again, my goal isn't to get paid. My goal is to just have fun and make content and show people what I like to do with my life. I want to say thank you one more time to all my subscribers, all 105 plus of you. It really means the world to me, and I couldn't do this without you. I know that I'm not sitting here with like hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers, but this is still a really good start, and I'm really just happy that I hit the 100 mark today. Now, going forward into 2025 in the new year, what's that going to look like, and what does that mean for my channel? Well, there's a few things. First of all, I want to hit 1,000 subscribers. I hit 100 today. By the end of 2025, I want to hit that 1,000 subscriber threshold to be monetized on YouTube. They're putting ads on videos anyway, so I figured why not just benefit from the tiny bit of ad money that I might be able to earn. And it just helps me focus myself and set a tangible goal. So 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2025 is my first goal and direction that my channel is going to take in the new year. Another thing I want to do is put more work into my gardening content and get better with filmmaking. Again, I'm not trying to overproduce my content, but I still want content that looks good. So last year, for example, when I was shooting with my iPhone with no tripod, just shaking outside, my video quality was awful. And if my videos would have just been sitting on a tripod, or if my camera had just been on a tripod, that would have taken away a lot of the issues. But there's more to it than that. I want to get better at adding B-roll and filming what I'm doing from different angles. It's a ton of work, but I think the only way for me to grow as a creator is to just experiment with new ways of filming. And that's what I really intend to do, especially this spring and summer once I get out in the gardens at my house. I really want to work on filming better quality content with my cameras. There's a couple things coming up in 2025 that I'm actually really excited about. One of the things, my reticulated python, Ethel, she was in one of my shorts. She's a reticulated python. They're the longest snake species in the world. And currently, her setup is fine, but I'm guessing that within the next 6 to 9 months or so, she's going to need a bigger enclosure. And I'm talking about an enclosure on the order of at least 10 feet long. So I really want to film the process of getting her a new enclosure, whether that's me making one. Imagine that. That'd be a disaster. But maybe it's me learning how to make an enclosure for my reticulated python, or maybe it is just filming a bunch of content about my reticulated python to fundraise, I guess, to buy a decent quality enclosure. I don't know where I'm going to go with that yet, but there's more to come on that. The other thing I'm excited for is that we are approaching the spring season, which means that I can start making content and possibly a couple series on homesteading stuff and seed saving and starting seeds inside and all these things that you can do in late winter in order to make sure that your seeds and garden plants are ready to go come springtime. All in all, I just want to expand my horizons, I guess, in my head of what I think is possible for content creation. I want to find different ways to film things that have already been shared on YouTube and things that haven't been shared on YouTube. There's most things that I think of for topics have already been done on YouTube. However, I don't think there's any harm in kind of like recreating videos, using your own angles and your own words. For example, there's thousands, if not tens of thousands of videos on seed starting. I think the way that YouTube works is that if you can take a concept that, even a concept that's already been talked about a lot, like seed starting, if you can take a concept like that and make it your own and give it your own creative twist, I think YouTube likes that, and I think a lot of people in the real world like that. I could watch YouTube videos all day with creators that I don't really relate with, and I can't really absorb their content very well. But if I hear the same content from somebody that I can relate with, I can absorb that a lot better and I can learn from them differently. And I think that's like the beauty of YouTube. And another thing that I want to do is I really want to take my audience's suggestions. So if you have any suggestions about what you'd like to see me film in 2025, drop them right here below in the comments. I really want to hear from you. I know on this channel I really want to shoot what I want to shoot, but I really like suggestions from people, because a lot of times when I get suggestions, they're things that I haven't thought of before. So that's super, super helpful. Again, if you guys could just drop any suggestions down in the comments or any ideas that you think might sound good coming from me, drop them down in the comments. That would mean a lot. So again, I'm really excited for the future. I'm stoked that I got 100 subscribers. I'm really hoping for at least 1,000 by the end of 2025. We'll see what happens with that. I couldn't do this without any of you guys who are watching this video right now, whether you're a subscriber or not. If you like what you're seeing right now and you want to follow me along to see what 2025 has in store, feel free to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share this. All those things help out a lot with my channel. And until next time, stay cool.